You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there's something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? My client, Madden Guard, is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer? Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. Edgeworth, I have good news. May is now safe in police custody. Really? Pearl, we haven't actually seen you very much in this whole trial. You're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. But first they went and got her some burgers from McDonald's. Ah, Mystic Maya's safe. You did it. You really did it, Mr. Nick. Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Wah! Thanks. Oh, what's wrong? Miss Von Karma? About earlier, thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories, and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But then you came along. A man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner, and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then you killed a man. It was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well as you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense! We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with an undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold in everything we have. erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you. The truth? Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, right? That's why. You couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding, isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night. Ah! Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool! Miss Von Karma? I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. Neither am I. I was gonna say, neither are you, but okay. It's over. It's all over. Francesca threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. Ah! Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this right. Okay. Nick! Maya! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! And everyone was happy forever. Until someone else kidnapped Maya. That's the only thing that works on Phoenix. Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got in guard convicted, like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and hunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're all right. Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Heh. Whoa. What was that? All right. I think it's time we get out of this depressing place and go get some burgers. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick! Food! Grub! Chow! I'm starved. I'm so hungry, even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. If you insist. All right, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick. Food! I still think back to that, what was it, like, I forget what that one webcomic is. It's something zombie, like Awesome Zombie or something zombie. It's like, come on, Apollo, eat your hamburgers while they're like sitting there in the picturesque Japanese countryside eating like sushi rolls. I love that one. Anyway, hey pal, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you all right? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? It wasn't a red light that got him. Yeah, I did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now, looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor, don't you reckon you're bullying Mr. Rat too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight, even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everyone gather around. Y'all are gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on! Tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal. Amen to that, pal. Amen. Oh, so we really are just having a whole nother banquet here. I thought we were just gonna go get a burger. You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, detective. This might just be like another day, of course, not like the same day. Huh, me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Ah, well, you know, it's... Ho, 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 ho. Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item? Oh, come on, y'all, it's over. But oh boy, I tell you, you're really something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped. Never a dull moment with you, huh? Haha, you think? Why does she look so happy about that? But being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had a rough gal. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Oh, that's too bad. Well, it's all right. It wasn't anything important anyway. Ah. It sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. Mr. Marsh? What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up. Oh, that's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Oh, thanks to her, I had the most awful experience in my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here. The tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. What? Hold on. Let me look this one up. I don't want to give him the wrong thing, you know? Okay, so apparently we need to present the whip. What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya? Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearly? Would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway. So who's paying for this lovely dinner party? As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick. Huh? Yeah. I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodle towel. So I kinda already put your name on the bill. Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty right here. It better be anyhow for $3,000. Huh? Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. Huh? Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Oh, you don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out. This is going to be the first time I hear the real you. Go on. It's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all. All right, then. If you say so.
Objection!
But, Nick had to pay for it anyway. You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. I'll talk about my thoughts in a bit, because I have a feeling it's going to keep interrupting all of these. Yeah, it is. I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick, and I'm so happy for the 2 of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners, so I sort of made reservations for the 2 of you, just in case. It's kind of weird, gonna be honest. Oh, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it. Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. Hi, Maggie Bird. I'm retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. Did we, defend her? I kind of forgot who she was. I remember that we dealt with her, but I don't remember what we did. I think we defended her. Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? I'm Director Hottie. Ho ho. Recently, yes, that girl, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember, if I even laid so much as an eye on her, it would go crack. It didn't matter if I got whipped, though. Yes. Ho ho. It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, sweetie. And to let the world know we are serious, I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey, Max, what do you think Zimbabwe's like? Do you think their castles made of cake? And bunnies who can talk? I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they won't laugh at Moe's jokes. I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm going to be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls are represent. We got our new call act all worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. And just like that, everyone laughed at Ben getting punched in the face again by his own freaking puppet. What's this? Drat, it's just an ordinary electric razor recharging on its stand. I can't believe this, really. How long do they plan on making me do this? Ah, but it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that must mean it must have a deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? It was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty, and it's gonna feel the pain of my heel. And burn, fire, dangerous. The scenery, the huge stink. So attached to this guide that I've been using, and I'll talk about that in a minute, I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me, and from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right, I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. Attached to this guide is like a what really happened, kind of summarizing everything. I'm not going to go over it particularly, but it is kind of interesting to look through. I'll probably look through it afterwards. It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. But yeah, it's just got information like summarizing everything, so kind of helpful for that, I guess. I'm not going to go through it all. I don't think the game's going to go over it. I think, well, maybe I'll read the end bit here. The part that actually happened, like, after the murder took place. Because all the before stuff, I think there's a pretty good grasp on. Let's see. Andrews knew this was Ingard's doing. She dashed back to Ingard's room to pick up the knife, and she stabbed Kurita's dead body with it. The blood washed towards the Jammin Ninja's button, so Andrews pulled the button to plant it on Ingard's Hakama, but not before seeing the card Dekili left. She decided to keep it, thinking it wasn't special. Lot of Heart and Windy, Old Bag were in the hallway at this time, so she put on the spare nickel samurai costume that was in Kurita's guitar case, and walked back to Ingard's room. Okay, so that's sort of what we already knew. Where are you going, Francesca? How did you know I was here? With this. That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from Dekiller's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Francesca, so many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. In failure, such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be the one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you're a prosecutor. You've been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm gonna say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can, just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me, after I'd left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I've no intention of stopping. If you say you're going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Francesca von Karma. Oh. I wasn't expecting that. I am Francesca von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you'd better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. An expression I've never seen. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. I think it's Francesca. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you. I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. Oh, come on, don't do that. You gotta tell us what it is. Hey. Oh, that's the drawing of Nick. Okay. I was like, what the? I was like, did D Killer, like, write that as some sort of, like, I'm coming after you eventually, Phoenix? No, that was Maya. All right. So that is the end of Justice for All. I would like to play the third game at some point. So there's Ace Attorney, Justice for All, and then Trials and Tribulations is also in the PC release here. I would like to play that at some point. I am going to take a little bit of a break. I have this weird, like, relationship with the Ace Attorney series. I like the concept of it a lot. I'm not a huge fan of the execution of it sometimes. Like, you know, the idea is kind of fun, you know, the idea that you're sort of playing an attorney and you're going through, you have to find evidence and then present it and stuff like that. Some of the lines of logic or some of the answers that they want you to give for some of the questions feel a little strange sometimes. Like, after you know the answer, it's like, okay, I guess that line of logic makes sense, but getting to the answer feels difficult sometimes. Now, that in itself isn't necessarily a problem because, you know, like I've said before, what was it? Danganronpa kind of did the same thing in some cases. I don't think Danganronpa was quite as bad in that sense, but Danganronpa had more or less zero consequences for messing up. You get a certain number of mistakes you can make, and then if you just mess up all the way, you can restart and try again. There is no real fail state for the most part. I think there were like a few very rare cases, and there were some cases where if you failed, you did get bumped back like 10 minutes. But using the skip feature made that fairly trivial. I liked that option better. Rather than literally forcing you to go back to a previous save, that's a little bit annoying, I'm going to be honest. So that part, and then also, like I've said before, the movement options when you're gathering evidence. When there's some areas that are locked down because there's too many movement areas, and I would assume on the original DS version, they could only really fit 4 lines of text on movement locations. So if you had more areas, you had to move to specific locations to get there. Like, oh, I've got to go back to the office, so then I can go to the detention center, or I have to go back to the office so I can go here. Even though it didn't make any sense, because they're not nested areas. Like, oh, I can only reach later on in this area because I have to get to a first section. Like, you should be able to go to the detention center from anywhere, you know? Just little problems that, like, I feel like could have been worked out. And then sometimes it just kind of feels like the evidence gathering takes a long time, you know? I don't know. It feels like some of this stuff takes longer than it needs to, and I don't think that's necessarily like a massive problem, but it's definitely something that detracts from the experiences for me. So, all that to be said, I'd like to take a little bit of a break. I don't know how long it's going to be, but we will come back to the Trials and Tribulations at some point. As for the rest of the games in the series, I'm not entirely sure. Some of them are, I know, on the 3DS. I don't have a capture card for that. I know it is possible to emulate those sort of things, so that would probably be the option I'd go with. But I'd have to look into that some more. Okay, sorry, that was a weird problem. Looks like my recording kind of cut out right there at the end, which I guess is a good thing it happened at the end. But anyway, so I think I'm going to be putting off on playing this one for a little while, the Trials and Tribulations, but we will come back to it eventually. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought, and I will see you next time for the next series. Bye!